What are 3 ways to increase productivity? For years, I have worked with clients, and every single one, hundreds of clients, have wanted to increase productivity. I'm going to share with you the 3 ways that you can do today to make you more productive. Productivity is being more effective and getting better results. And everybody needs that, right? As I share these 3 things with you today, we're going to talk about how accountability and identifying fear really play a role in how productive you are. So let's jump in. All of us want to be more productive, and I'm going to take you there today. So our way number 1 is to take accountability. All of us need to learn this piece at a better level. We all have times that we aren't quite accountable to ourselves. And that's the first place we need to be accountable. But to be more productive, we need to find a way to either have an accountability partner and some way that we are answering for that, right? There's 4 people. There's everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. Everybody should be doing it. Somebody is going to do it, right? And anybody could be doing it, but nobody's doing it. Those are 4 bodies that we don't need. And as long as we can get dialed in and have that accountability piece to where we are accountable first to ourselves and then to others, we can be more productive. Also, when we take accountability, we have to take a good look at the blame game. How many of us like the person that it was never their fault? They blame someone else. There's always fingers pointing at whose fault it is. And when we point our finger, how many are pointing backwards, right? How many are pointing to us? The blame game doesn't get us anywhere. In fact, it gets our productivity to slow down. When we take accountability and we're responsible for the things that we are putting out there and the things that we're supposed to be doing, we have better productivity. We show up in a different way, and we show up being proud of ourselves because we accomplished it. And when we're accountable and we stop that blame game, we are fully centered and can move forward in just phenomenal ways, and our results are incredible. So what I'd like to see for you to do is either write down or maybe make a note on your phone of how you can be more accountable. What area could you be more accountable right now? Is that in parenting? Is that in your relationships? Maybe that's at work. Maybe you have a deadline that you need to hit. So write down right now 1 way where you can be more accountable in your life. Way number 2 is procrastination. Whether we want to admit it or not, all of us fall into this category at times. And I want you to think about something. Procrastination is about pushing things out and like pushing it down the road, whether we change the date on when a due date is there, or if we just say, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and it's, I'll do that tomorrow. Well, procrastination has an energy around it. When we push things out, we are literally pushing away that positive energy, that abundance that comes in and flows through us. We are putting up a barrier, and it does slow you down. It takes your productivity right into the toilet. And for a lot of you, you are productive, you have a lot going on, and you need to keep things going. You need things to flow in and through you, and you need to be very productive and active in what's happening, especially when we get into leadership positions and we have that influence. Procrastination will shut you down faster than anything else. So my advice, stop it. Emotions play a big piece as in the procrastination. Think about the emotions that are with procrastination. When we push it out, we feel guilty. We feel shame. Those are some of the lowest emotions as far as the energy level with those. And also, we get to really look at how we're being productive and if that is working for us. I want you to think about a circle. We're going to talk about motion versus action. If you think about a circle and you see these arrows that go around the circle and all the arrows go, and it just goes around and around and around. Let's think about that motion. That's like planning to do something, strategizing about it, and like planning to create it, but not actually having the event. Maybe making a list of names of those calls that you should make, but not actually picking up the phone. That's all motion. And motion is important. Motion is a big piece. But if we want to be very productive, we need to have action. Action is arrows in straight line. and think of how much faster you're going to get there. Instead of going in circles, around and around and around, you're going to be going in that straight line. Motion and action are both important, but if we're not taking action and moving forward, it's slowing us down. And when we hit procrastination, we sit and do this circle around and around and around, over and over, and we stay in motion all the time. So get out of motion, get into action, stop procrastination. Before I share with you the third way to be more productive in your life, I just want you to subscribe and give you phenomenal content. Number 3 is identify fear. There's a quote that I say all the time, and if you know me very well, you see it in memes, you see it all over the place, and it is, fear can stop you or propel you. The choice is yours. A lot of times we get caught up in our fear and it stops us from our progression of moving forward. And yet we're choosing to stay where we're at. We're choosing to stay in that fear. So the biggest thing we can do is identify how that fear is showing up. I want to share a story with you. A couple years ago, we were rounding the corner for my birthday, and 2 days after my birthday, my husband was launching his new book. So needless to say, we were very busy, and it was just a really chaotic time. Both our birthdays and our anniversary in a week, and we had this big book launch. So I said, I do not want a present. This year, I want a rain check. And he was like, okay, cool, that's awesome. We got through the book launch. A couple days later, he calls me on the phone and he says, I have the best idea. I know what I'm going to get you for your rain check. And I'm like, wait. Do you not understand what a rain check is? Because I get to choose. He's like, no, I have a great thing for you. I'm going to send you skydiving. I immediately said, why would I ever jump out of a perfectly good working plane? I had never wanted to skydive. Never in a million years. And I was like, why would you ever even think I should do this? But as time went on, I, of course, put it out on social media. I got a good picture where he's pushing me out of the plane and said, this is what my husband wants to do for me. Throw me out of a plane. And I got lots of feedback. As this went on for a little while, all of a sudden I recognized, why wasn't I going to go skydiving? I had done a lot of other things to get past fear. Lots of scary stuff. So why wouldn't I go skydiving? And that's when I could identify that it was fear that was stopping me. I was just allowing it to shut me down and say, I really don't want to do this. Now, whether I really wanted to do it or not isn't the big question. The question was, I found fear. When you can identify that fear is what is stopping you, you are halfway there, because it gets you past that point of stopping you in your tracks. And when you want to be more productive, the last thing you want is to be stopped. So for me, I found really easily how quickly that fear was stopping me from going skydiving. But how's fear showing up for you? When we can identify that fear, it can put us in a position to take action and to move past it. Think about that. Have you had a health issue? Have you had, maybe purchasing a home? Have you chosen a spouse? These are all things that bring fear up to us, but what is the emotion? Where is it stopping you? Because when fear stops you, it takes your productivity way down. It doesn't help you to improve yourself and to be farther ahead. So identify that fear and conquer it. Because the best thing you can do, it's exhilarating. When I jumped out of that plane, it was exhilarating. And I pushed past all these fears. It was phenomenal. And when you conquer those challenges and trials and scary things in your life, you are more productive. So I'm super excited to have you here on this channel and to get information. I love giving you information. If you want to know more, I've written a book, Leadership from the Inside Out. Are you the leader you would follow? You can get a lot more content in this, and you can get all the content, and it will support all the things I was telling you about today. So good luck in your productivity, and we'll see you next time right here. Bye-bye.